Good afternoon. How are you doing? I'm live because I wanted to talk to you, having pulled the card, the seahorse even. That's a different thing. The starfish, the seahorse spirit at the beginning of the week, Tuesday. Who this card suggested to us that when we find ourselves in drama or chaos, that we need to watch and wait, or step out of it and watch and wait, as opposed to be drawn into it. So I kind of asked the question, do you find yourself doing this? Is anybody interested in discussing this more? Talking about this a little bit more. So I'm live here today to do just that. And to actually look at maybe possible ways that you can step away from the drama in your life or out of the chaos. What qualifies me to talk about this, hey? There's a big question. Well, I do have thoughts on it. I have beliefs on it and opinions, and I have things that I've practiced for myself that I can share with you. So that's part of it. Also, as part of my Institute of Integrative Nutrition coaching, health coaching course, a lot of what we talk on there is not about food, weirdly enough. Yes, there is an element of what is on our plate and what we eat is to do with our health, but a lot of what we're taught about and we learn to coach about is life things. So nutrition being considered, primary nutrition being considered not what's on our plate but what's in our lives. And so that there's a whole host of things that could cover. In fact, we have a circle called the Circle of Life, which there are 8 different aspects of our life on it, and relationships is one of those, and how we deal with relationships, but also how we just take care of ourselves and nurture ourselves. And so how we speak to ourselves and the things that we allow ourselves to be drawn into, how that impacts on us emotionally, is all part and parcel of that. And we do get training on coaching people in those situations. And I just have a really deep fascination with all things to do with why and how we think in certain ways, what we can do to support ourselves, how we can improve on the situation. I mean, personally, I've lived through quite a lot of drama. So, those are the reasons why I feel kind of I can come here and speak to you about it. But hey, you know what? You take it or leave it, whatever. It's there to take what you can find that helps you and to leave the rest. And really seriously, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist. I'm just here to bring discussion and suggestions to you on the subject. So with that in mind, shall we get started? So what is the drama and chaos in your life? How do you know you've maybe stepped into something that is not going to be emotionally very supportive to you? What's the situation that you're in that maybe is going to leave you feeling a bit yucky? So first of all, I do have some notes. I try not to have too many notes because I find it a little bit kind of like I feel a bit more like I'm at school if I've got notes, but it does help. It does help. So how do we know that we are we've stepped into some kind of drama in our lives and that we maybe need to do something about it? And instantly for me, I know that I'm in drama. And be honest with you, I have lived through a lot of drama. I hope that I have been able to learn from my experiences and approach some things in a different way now. But you know what? I'm only human, still go into drama, still find it challenging at times. But one of the first things, or the main things that I notice about being in a situation that is drama for me, is that I have a sense of if I'm in with a discussion with somebody, or there's the outside world and me, that somebody's right and somebody's wrong. So I feel I'm right, they're wrong, but they're trying to make me feel wrong and they're right. So there's this kind of discord between you're right, I'm wrong sort of attitude, way of approaching something, which instantly puts us in a situation where we feel under threat. And in feeling under threat, we activate our nervous system, our sympathetic nervous system, which does go into then our kind of fight or flight sort of thing. So you activate that system within yourself because you feel under attack. So that person's having a go at me, I'm feeling that the world's against me, and so you have to defend or protect yourself in some way. And you kind of stepped into something that is drama-y if you have that sort of sense of a situation. They're wrong, I'm right, they're trying to make me wrong, they think they're right. And you feel attacked, maybe. You feel misunderstood. You might feel a bit like, poor me, or you might just feel really angry, maybe really aggressive. And you find a need to retaliate. This is how you know you're in drama. You need to retaliate, you need to react to the situation. Either, yes, like through retaliation, or maybe by what you do to support yourself in that situation. Maybe it's to retreat. So fight or flight. You've come into this, you're pumping the body with stress hormones. You got into a situation where your body feels like it needs to kind of either run or hide or fight, sorry. It doesn't feel very nice. It feels like a really yucky sort of place to be in. You can get really kind of upset. It kind of accesses lots of painful emotions for you: sadness, anxiety, stress, anger. And it can feel pretty damn horrible to be in that sort of situation. So how do we kind of move beyond that? How do we get out of that? I mean, the obvious thing is, and maybe it is obvious, but it's not always obvious in the moment, I know, but is to create some space for yourself from that situation, either from the person, from whatever it is that's going on. It might be something on the television, radio, and whatever it is to create some space. So the first thing is to create some space for yourself from that thing, person. Or the other thing is we've got to remember that we can be in drama with ourselves. So we can have expectations of things that we should be doing and we haven't done them. And so we get all really angry and wound up with ourselves. And again, we feel like we're under threat almost because we haven't achieved or we haven't done what we should have done. So again, it's just creating some space from this thought, from this idea that you've planted inside your head that's making you feel so bad. So how do you do that? We want to calm the nervous system. So we want to take the nervous system out of this belief that you are under threat. And there are, a number of things, and I share things on here, and we've done things on here. But obviously breathing is an incredible one, taking some deep breaths, physically taking yourself away from whatever it is, taking yourself out of the room, switching something off, moving somewhere else away from it, and then just trying to find something that will help you to calm yourself, to breathe deeply. I know we say take deep breaths, but it is an incredible tool, and it is scientifically proven, because actually when you take more oxygen and when you breathe deep long breaths, not little breaths, but the big long, when we try to extend and open the breath, what we're actually telling the body is, because we can breathe in that way, that all is well, that it's okay, that there's no threat. So you're reassuring your body that everything's okay. So getting into some nice deep breaths, maybe trying to extend the out breath, which is when you bring your heart rate down. So that breathing, space. What else have I put down? I'm trying to think, what else did I write? Breathing, grounding. Grounding, so really just getting in contact with the ground beneath you, really sensing into the ground beneath you. Maybe even just being aware of other, like opening your senses to whatever's around you. So kind of, you know, doing that thing where you kind of look at things, name the things that you can see around you, sense the ground beneath you. What can you see? What can you smell? What can you hear? Just opening your senses, so you're just kind of changing the focus for the brain. If you can get outside and get a little bit of fresh air, and even just get into nature for just a moment, feel the air on your skin, incredibly calming, soothing, just to be in amongst the sounds of what's going on in the great outdoors. So breathing, calming the nervous system, creating space, breathing, grounding, connection to self. So that's the sensory things again. Or even just, you know, finding a way of switching your brain into something else. So maybe it is putting on something soothing for yourself, or switching into a program, listening to something that you know will take your brain in a different direction, trying to find something that will calm you. An affirmation that I use for myself is all is well. All is well. All is well. It's just reassuring myself that it's all okay. It's all okay. All is well. You know, just really coming into that. Just sometimes it is just about reassuring yourself that everything's going to be okay. So you might have words that would support you more in that, the words that are more kind of suited to what you might say, but all is well is one that I connect to. And it's trying to bring in the, if you think of like we've gone into the fight or flight response, we're now trying to activate what we would call the relaxation response in the brain. So anything that would draw you out of that fight or flight, calm the body, calm the mind. Okay, and we do things on here, and if you've got any questions about that, and if there's anything that you would want to know a little bit more about that, then please just ask me. So we're in drama. How do we get out of it? That's what we're talking about today, and I've just been through a number of things, tips on how you can, if you find yourself in that situation, first of all, what that looks like. We did a little description of that, and now we've just talked about things that if you find yourself in there, what can you do to kind of physically get yourself out of that brain space. The thing that I would say to do next is once you are calmer and you've maybe got this situation, whatever it is, if it is a situation that's maybe to do with a relationship, is once you're in the calmer state of mind, is to look at it and to question why it is that brought such a response on in you, what it was that situation activated in you. And a lot of these things are based around what we believe, our beliefs about ourselves or the world or other people. And so often people's judgments of us or what they say are kind of activating these maybe core beliefs that we have in ourselves. So this is a huge topic. I'm not going to go massively into it here because I think that it is something that you could just talk about. I do work with this on this with people sometimes in my coaching sessions. But yeah, understanding what our beliefs are about ourselves and how we can often dismantle them because they're not very helpful. They're often very negative kind of thought patterns that we've brought through from early life experiences about maybe not being good enough, that there's something wrong with us, that we're not lovable, not worthy. So these kind of beliefs that in fact we all have in some shape or form, you know, can be activated in that moment when you've kind of come into that either discussion or even in something that you've got going on internally for yourself, that, oh my goodness, if I had done that or should have done that, because if I'd done it then I wouldn't be so useless, or those sorts of thoughts that we kind of create around even just our own internal discussions. So you need to just get questioning what that is. Why is the situation made you feel that way? What belief is that situation tapping into? And then in knowing that it's tapping into that belief in you, is it true? You know, is it actually true that, I don't know, maybe somebody has said to you, you always do such and such and you never do this or whatever. And is that true? Is that true about you? Do you believe that to be true? You know, where's the evidence that that's true? I mean, it is somebody else's belief. So, you know, they may have a very strong belief that what they're saying is right, but you know what's right about you. You know the truth about you, not that other person. You know what's right about you. So you can be fairly honest. I keep just looking at these wispy bits of my hair, sorry. You can be really honest with yourself about this. And, you know, and own the bits that you go, do you know what? I do sometimes do that, and maybe I can look at that, but I don't always do it. And when you kind of look at something and you own the bits of it that are yours, and you reject the bits that aren't yours, you can be in a much more powerful place for yourself in that whole situation, in the whole, you know, the drama, the chaos. And you can empower yourself to, just to own what belongs to you and what doesn't belong to you in that discussion, in that instance. You know, if it's something that you've heard in the news or outside of you, you know, you just really question whether, you know, it is true, and whether it is going to impact you in the way that you kind of really feel it might do. And own it and find out what you can do to deal with that. So you kind of want to step out of the drama and into a more conscious awareness of the situation. It's not going to go away. We're not stepping out of it and ignoring it. We're stepping out of it and trying to look at it with a different perspective, which is what the seahorse asked us to do. We're trying to what was it you said? Wait, I can't remember now. Watch and wait. So we're stepping out of it and watching and waiting and seeing how we can approach it in a different way. So you get questioning yourself. And again, like I say, it's a huge topic. This is something that sometimes I work with people in my coaching sessions on, because obviously we all kind of sometimes have beliefs around ourselves and our health and our well-being and what we can do and what we can't do and what we should be doing and what we shouldn't do. So it is a topic that we do discuss in a coaching session. So strengthen your connection to self is the last one. So strengthen your connection to self. So when you have a good connection to yourself and to your inner truth and to who you are and what your beliefs are in, you know, your positive belief system, your positive structure of how you want to live your life. So actually those are your values, what your values are in life. If you have a strong connection to those and to being kind of authentic and real in yourself, then actually what else goes on, other people's opinions, the outside world, can't shake you, you know, because you know what's right for yourself and you believe in that, and that strength, that inner strength, is what allows you to not get drawn into the drama. So strengthening that part of yourself is massively important in how we even avoid coming into drama in life. So I've put down here, strengthen your connection to self, inner guidance, self-worth, and taking care of yourself. So obviously I'm big on this. when we really start to take care of ourselves, when we start to value ourselves as the humans, as the, I don't know, just as ourselves, as the unique, wonderful individuals that you are, that I am, that when we understand that about ourselves and see the strength in that and the power that we have in holding that, and I don't mean power in kind of like a way where you're powerful and somebody else isn't, you know, we're all powerful, but when you are able to grow that strength in that power, then actually you will find that you don't step into drama anywhere near as much as you maybe used to. And again, it's an ongoing thing that is a day by day, and some things will trigger you more than others to be drawn into drama, but definitely the stronger you are in yourself and in your self-belief about yourself, in your self-worth, then the harder it is for drama to drop into your life. I promise you. I really do promise you on that. So, standing in your own power and you won't get triggered. The thing that you can do in this, and this is something you can start to see if you can do anyway, is to, when that thought of, well, this isn't fair and I'm not happy about this, and when that thought drops in, to actually see that thought before you allow it to kind of come into your head and then kind of take root, take seed and start to grow. So you stop the thought before it comes to you and you say, hang on a minute, that looks like a thought that might draw me into something. Is that, do I need to look at this? What is it that's going on here? And you can almost step to the questioning part of the whole procedure without having to step out of the drama and calm yourself down before you can start to question it. So you can go, hang on a minute, there's something going on here, right, let's look at this in a conscious awareness way as opposed to being in the drama way. So just to recap, drama is when we find ourselves look in a situation where we think that somebody is trying to make us feel wrong and they're right, or we're right and they're wrong. We have a level of judgment around a situation. And it also makes us feel like we need to react. It might need to make us feel like we need to retaliate. It may make us feel like we need to run and hide. Because we've activated the nervous system, the sympathetic nervous system, which means that we think we're under attack. So the first thing to do is to calm that nervous system. And the thing to do with that is to create space, take some deep breaths, get grounded, activate your senses, get some fresh air. Those are some of the things. And then once you have, you can look at the situation with a more objective viewpoint. And if you look at it and see whether it's true, you can work out which parts of it you can own and which parts of it are most definitely not yours, and you can take action on the bit that you own. It's a lot easier to come into a discussion with somebody when you are coming from this place rather than coming from the place of fear, which you are in when your nervous system is activated. Then what we can do every day so that we can avoid getting into drama is to just strengthen our sense of self and tune into our own inner guidance, empower ourselves, and just take really good care of ourselves so that we have total trust and belief in who we are, and therefore drama can't get to us quite so much. Doesn't mean it won't get you sometimes, but it won't get you quite so much. Okay. How was that for you? Did that help? Let me know. If there's anything that's come up that you've got questions on, then please drop them in the comments. You can contact me via message as well. And look out for some sessions that I'm going to be running soon via Zoom, which are yoga and but meditation, journaling, breathwork sessions, all about getting more connected and getting to know yourself a little bit better. So, hey guys, have a great rest of your Thursday. Take care. I love you. Bye.